just make sure any TVs, any phones are on silent, any TVs are off. I want to make sure that we're able to get through today's lesson. And I don't know if we're going to have a chance to do this again, so I want to make sure that we showcase everything. So please raise your hand if you have a question. I'm relatively new to these apps as well, so we're all on the same boat. So please raise your hand if you have a question, or put it in the chat. If you put it in the chat, that's when I can see it, and then I can either answer it then, or I can answer it at the end. So please, either in the chat or in raise your hand, please. But yes, today we'll be going over apps by Black developers. And I had a great time creating this presentation. I learned a lot, as always, myself, just like the Freeform app, which I'm really happy that you guys are using to brainstorm your ideas for the cookbook. So hopefully you guys learned something new today, and you'll be able to use something that we go over. Okay. So today we're going to go over Apple. Since we're using iPads, we're going to talk about Apple and Black developers. When we're also going to go over 3 different apps today. So the first is called Black, which is a news app curated for the Black community. Eat Okra, which is a restaurant app where you can find Black-owned restaurants. And then Dots Home, which is it's actually a game that has a lot of historical content in it, talks about housing disparities. So we're gonna go over that more, but I thought of Diane. It has a lot of history, so I know you really like this game, and that we will be ending with that. So we're gonna learn how to navigate each of the apps. They're very simple, but I'm just gonna go over quick navigation tools, and then we're just gonna have a quick discussion and overview. Okay. So first, we're gonna go over Apple and Black developers. So in 2021, as part of Apple's ongoing effort to empower the Black community and dismantle barriers to opportunity, the company welcomed leaders and their teams from 13 app companies as the inaugural cohort of Entrepreneur Camp for Black founders and developers, which is great. They've done it for Latin communities, women in tech, which I love it. It's representation is really important. And these participants have gone on to secure major funding rounds, garner numerous awards and accolades, and significantly expand both their teams and app users worldwide. In addition, Apple is partnering with Harlem Capital, an early stage venture capital firm based in New York that invests in diverse founders to offer guidance and mentorship to the participant. And this new partnership is part of Apple's $100 million Racial Equity and Justice Initiative, which builds on the company's work to advance racial equity in education, the economy, and the criminal justice system. These commitments aim to expand opportunities for communities of color across the country and to help build the next generation of diverse leaders. So the first Entrepreneur Camp was held in 2019, and it's still going on to this day. So just a few responses, but after hearing that, why do you guys think it's important to have Black developers in the tech industry? You can unmute yourself and answer. We'll take about 3 folks. So who would like to answer this question or respond to it?
I would, if that's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that Blacks need to are beginning to get into more things, and people need to know that they are Black people who are intelligent, that we're not dumb people, and that we can develop things just as well as other people. We can go back and look in history and see how many Blacks developed stuff and white people took I'm not being offensive, please. I wasn't trying to be offensive, but Black people invented a lot of things back in the day, and like the traffic light didn't get credit for it because they couldn't get a,
Mm-hmm.
black people couldn't get a patent. So we're in a new world now, and people need to know, people like the Republicans and Trump, and that they need to know that they got a lot of black people out here intelligent. Look at us seniors. Look how far we've come in a few months. We're doing stuff we never thought we'd be able to do. I know I am.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
Thank you.
it's important for us as a race, as a people, to be on the same level as other folks.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you so much. And would anyone else like to respond or answer the question?
Yes.
Lynette is here, and
Okay.
I think it's important that just like Ann said, African American and Black people, we are very talented, and it shows our children something that they can aspire to do to further things going forward, you know, in our communities and in our world, because these apps not only are in the United States, but they go across the whole world, and it helps build the economics of the Black community.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I totally wholeheartedly agree. Thank you so much, Lynette. Louise, did you have something to say?
Yes. Just like years ago with the standardized test, when things are geared towards other cultures, we don't always shine the way we could as when things are geared towards our culture as well. And us, like, even the portrayal of us in things, you know, the negative portrayals, when we start seeing the positive portrayals and start having things geared towards our culture, it's a wonderful thing.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And Gary Thorne, did you have something to say?
No.
Okay, no problem. But yes, thank you so much for your responses. I wholeheartedly agree with everything you guys said. Back in 2019, I was an intern at the Phillips Collection, which is a museum near DuPont Circle, and I worked in their diversity department, basically diversity, equity, inclusion. And you know, it just really opened my eyes to how important it is for different types of folks, different backgrounds, different thought processes, and how if they're together and each have their input, you know, recognized and, you know, used towards the greater goal, it makes everybody win. So yes, I thank you so much for your answers. But next, we're just gonna go right on into the our app introductions, okay? So, and our guided app tutorials as well. So first, we are talking about the app called Black, which is powered by artificial intelligence, which is super cool. So in order to find the app, you're gonna go to the App Store, and this is gonna be the same process for all three apps. We're gonna go to the App Store. And
do you want us to do that now?
You don't have to. You can do it after the meeting, so you can just see everything first, and once you get it, you'll be all set to go. But yes,
right,
you're gonna no problem. So you're gonna search. So this is the app is called Black, and then I just put news, so because it appears a little lower in search results, so I just put Black news. So I put Black news, hit search. And then it's the very first app on the top right. It's called Black, News and Culture, powered by AI. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it. So you just make sure you put in your password for your Apple ID in order to download the app, or use Touch ID if you have it. So now it's downloaded. So whenever you download an app from the App Store, you see that is the next space available. All the other screens doesn't have a space for the icon to go. So if you're trying to look for it after you download it, make sure you go to the very end, okay? So again, sorry about that. There you go. So Black collects the news and stories from the world's greatest influencers of Black culture. With all of your Black news in one place, it has never been easier to discover the stories that keep you informed, engaged, and inspired. Some featured publications include Essence, BET, Ebony, and the Huffington Post, Black Voices, and more. There's a lot of different publications there. So basically with the news, you can see which ones you like and save them, which is really easy. This app was created by Adam Taylor and his artificial intelligence and software company, Langston LLC. And this app is their first app, which is great. It's very easy to navigate. So once you download it, it's gonna get to this screen where it's the home screen. So the first button on the left is the home button, of course. So it shows your top stories and an unlimited amount of stories recommended for you. The second button at the bottom is the search button. It allows you to search stories and view stories by category. The third button is the following button. So you can see trending stories and also browse different sections as well. And the fourth button is the account button. So if you decide to make an account, you can see your saved stories, recently viewed stories, etc. Okay, so we're gonna go right ahead and go into the app. I made sure to delete it and download it again so you can see how it starts off. So look, it says, welcome to Black. So for this, I like it portrait. It's a lot easier to read. So Black, your daily dive into the Black perspective. So I'm gonna hit continue and bam, we are in the app. So again, the home button, you can see top stories, lots of different stories. And then as soon as you open the app, would you like to enable notifications? Sure, I like to enable notifications. And then I would hit allow. So I would assume every few hours, every hour, every day, not sure, you'll get a notification for an article. But yeah, there are top stories recommended for you. And as you can see, I can keep going and going and going and going. So there's a lot of different things in the home button. Again, the second one is the search button, where you can search by news or by business or by culture or by style. So there's a lot. So if you wanted to search for stories about music, I would type in music and then look, lots of cool different articles just to stay informed. That's the search. The third button is the following. So you can see all the trending stories. Like NASA aims to empower the next generation of STEM innovators. Lots of great trending stories. And then you can browse sections. So if you want to go through the sports section, or you could go through the entertainment section. And there are different avenues in between. So news, like Atlanta Black Star, that's a pretty popular newspaper. So you can look through all the stories from them and etc. And then the last button is the account, basically the account button. So I don't have an account unless you really want to save or move it across devices, but I say you don't really need an account. But yeah, all of your notifications, any stories that you save, and all of your recently viewed stories. So let's go to the home button. Let's go to this story. Look, celebrating Maggie L. Walker, the first woman bank owner who transformed Black business practices. So they're recent stories. This one was just released today. Isn't that crazy? And you can read it. The whole article. So it has the browser, like Safari inside of the app. So it's even easier to navigate, which is what I really like. So at the bottom, you see for this article, if I wanted to save it, or bookmark it, I would hit the bookmark button. And then if I wanted to share it, I would hit the share button. So you can share the story, you can open the story in Safari, you can copy the link and paste it like in a message or an email. Or if you hit these three dots, there you go, you can do the same thing. If I wanted to send this article as an email, I would hit the three dots, hit mail, and then go ahead and send it off once I put in the recipient. Okay, but it's a lot of great news, great articles, great information. So that's what I really like about it. Okay, so that is the news app. Okay, sorry about that.
Alex, is it free?
Yes, everything is free.
Okay,
That I'm going over today.
My other question is the people magazines like Black Enterprise and Essence stuff, do they get their information from this app, or do they use this?
Good question though, but no. So the app, it's powered by artificial intelligence. So whatever his company, they have a software or an algorithm where they find these stories and generate them at the ease of what you just saw. So
it's like they use ChatGPT as to develop their stories, something like ChatGPT.
Yeah, they use some kind of software that allows them to go through all the articles that are being posted and find the ones that are relevant to communities of color, the Black community. So it's quite fascinating, to be honest.
It's really cool.
You saw, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
No problem. But yeah, I was not expecting to see that level of ease of navigation and all the stories. So I think it's great. Next, we are going to go over an app called Eat Okra. So Eat Okra is the go-to app for discovering Black-owned restaurants where food, culture, and community link. Eat Okra connects 500,000 plus diners to culinary creators and restaurants, reimagining the dining experience in local neighborhoods nationwide. So Eat Okra features, I think some of the greatest features is flavors of the diaspora. They had all types of different restaurants and different types of food that you can try. They have a Black-owned marketplace where you can shop Black-owned snacks, condiments, sauces, and more, and community. So you can read stories about the history of restaurants and foods directly from our restaurant partners. So going back to the flavors, they reflect the African diaspora and include soul food and African, Caribbean, and Cajun/Creole cuisines near you. So it's again, where you can discover Black-owned restaurants around wherever you are. This just doesn't work in DC. It works in pretty much all major cities, different areas across the United States. So you can use it if you travel or if you stay local. So now we're going to watch a quick video on the founders of Eat Okra. So just let me know if you guys can hear it.
When we moved into our new apartment, we didn't have any furniture or any refrigerator, so we were forced to kind of go out and into the community and explore. So Janique said, why don't you build an app that makes this easier for us to find new Black-owned restaurants in Brooklyn?
Hi, my name is Janique Edwards. I'm the co-founder of Eat Okra.
Hi, my name is Anthony Edwards, and I'm the co-founder of Eat Okra, based in Brooklyn, New York.
Eat Okra is the go-to app that connects diners to Black-owned restaurants in cities across the country. Black-owned restaurants are extremely important to the community. They're cultural hubs. You see yourself reflected through the people that work there, through the art that's hanging on the wall. The music that you hear is music that you know and you recognize, and it connects with you. The food, obviously, is food that you connect with because it's familiar.
The name Okra is a nod to our heritage. Okra was brought over during the slave trade to the United States.
His love for tech and my love for food, or our love for food, and just really wanting to support, our community, and not only support our community, but get to know our community.
Technology has always been at the core of my heart, and it's something I knew I always wanted to be in. I never had a Black teacher growing up, so I never knew anybody in my vicinity, in my network, close family that was in tech. So this is strange to me. It's a love I've had. That passion has always driven me to learn more, to always find a way into that space. Now I've been able to have a community here in the city of Black developers and Black coders. So I'm glad that I'm able to be a CEO and provide jobs to the next generation of developers.
Business owners tell us, we love that you built this platform. They support us because we built the platform that supports them, which is really this idea of community playing out in real life and what I envision community to really be. So it's been a really great experience to kind of have a hand in that and to build that with my husband.
Technology is the root of Janique and I's relationship. We met on a social dating app, and from there, we started building Eat Okra a few years later. She's the soul and heart of the company. I'm the brain.
You're the computer.
Yeah, I'm the computer, the logic thinker of the group, of the two of us.
It has brought us closer together, I believe. We have to connect with each other in a totally different way, not just as husband and wife, but as business partners too. I wouldn't say that it was just something that suddenly happened. There were all the protests that happened last year, and as a result of those protests, a lot of people really wanted to support not just Black people, but also, Black-owned businesses as well. Someone kind of tweeted about Eat Okra, and really that's kind of how it started for us. And
yeah, it really morphed into something else, and we were prepared for it, but we weren't prepared for it at the same time. So, once we saw we were getting hundreds every minute of new people downloading the app, it became clear that we had a trend.
I think Black-owned businesses not only house Black culture, but also cultivate Black culture in a sense. And I feel like they're important because they create a safe space for Black people to see themselves. And that's really the reason why we created Eat Okra in the first place, because, we were strangers in a new land, so to speak, and we wanted to go to businesses and be in environments that we felt connected to.
This Solid Black program represents us coming together, being tight, persevering through difficulties, persevering through lack of resources. It's nice to have that kind of embodiment of being solid and working together. I am Anthony Edwards.
I'm Janique Edwards of Eat Okra.
We are Solid Black.
Wow, that was great. So before I go over the navigation of the app, I'm going to go ahead and download it like we just did with the news app. So we're going to go to the App Store, and then in the search bar, we're going to search Eat Okra. That's the first one that's going to pop up. So it's right here. And then we're going to download. Okay. So while it downloads, again, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. So this is going to be your home screen for the Eat Okra app. So first is the home button at the bottom left. It's going to show you featured restaurants near you, announcements, and what's new to Okra and the community. So articles from different restaurant owners and such and such. The second is the search button. So where you can search restaurants by a name or a filter, like type of food and such. The third button is the account button, where you can see your account profile and save personal preferences. Of course, you don't have to have an account, but that's so choose to. And the fourth button, which I think is the most interesting, is the more button, where you can actually recommend a business. You can look at the marketplace and buy small goods and such. You can invite friends to the app and etc. So we're going to go through that shortly. So again, we're going to go inside the Eat Okra app. So again, look for the screen where you have some space. If you don't have space, you got to go to the next screen and look for the app that you just downloaded. So Again, we're gonna open the Eat Okra app. So Eat Okra, find your local businesses, so discover and support, rate and review. You can bookmark for later, and you can order. So you can sign up or sign in if you so choose to. We're gonna skip that. And then again, this is the home page. So we're gonna allow to use the location, and this message pops up, Happy Black History Month. And then there's a quote, which is great. And then, so we're gonna exit.
Is it free, Alex?
Yes, everything is free. This app, the one before and the one after, everything is free. So everyone has access to these. So
Okay.
Look, the home button, again, yes, Lynette?
No, I was gonna ask, what button did you hit to download? It went kind of fast on that. After you went to the app store and you
Yes,
typed in the,
so you go to the app store, and then it'll either say get. I've already downloaded it before, so which is why I had it. But once you have it downloaded, it should say open. So you go to the app store, you search for the app, and then tap on get, and then download the app. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
So again, we're gonna go to the Eat Okra app. Again, it shows you restaurants featured near you, announcements, some new restaurants to Eat Okra, and some more stories. So like for this one, and look, it's from a Black enterprise. So they have stories.
Is
as
that
well.
food just looking good because I'm hungry or what?
I was
I'm
thinking
thinking
the
they were
same
open
thought.
first Black-owned plant-based vegan chicken wings restaurant in Atlanta, and then you can read the article about that. So that's pretty cool. And then at the top, of course, you see the navigation. So look, if you want breakfast,
Look at that.
bam, look, Hen and Finn, Georgia Avenue, milk,
Where's
I love
that
milk
at?
and honey. So they have all the addresses and all the information. So I love this spot in Capitol Hill. I love this spot, Matchbox. So look, you can do the delivery. You can learn
Matchbox
how to
and
get
Capitol.
there.
I like that one too, Alex. I like it.
Yeah, there's the number, there's the address, there's the type of
Address.
food, there are reviews or photos if they're there. You can bookmark it, you can check in. So you can select it just right from here. The next button is the search button. So you can search for a specific restaurant or food. So look, you can filter it by like food trucks. That's pretty cool.
I don't know.
So Alex,
is
is Matchbox Black owned?
If it's on here, then yes. I'm assuming because it's made for Black owned restaurants. So yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I go there a lot, so I'm gonna.
Alex, if you know, you go under Uber Eats.
Ooh, what's that?
And you pick Black owned. All these will come up. Because I order sometimes.
And it's great. And this, with this, Uber Eats, they, have kind of like the same system, but this is specifically Black owned restaurants because Uber Eats, they have, the regular franchise like McDonald's and all the fast food things. But I think this, the food is more.
They got a
like
spot
rich.
on there. It say Black owned.
So yeah, a lot of different apps have that as well. So you can also filter locations. You can actually filter if like you've never been there before, if they have delivery, only the open restaurants there. So it's really nice. So again, you can search or select. You can make a account where you can save personal preferences. Again, that's up to you. You just sign up with your email, make a password. And then the most interesting, again, I think, is the more button. And more, you can actually recommend a business. You can take a survey. You can register an event. You can go to the marketplace. Let's see what's in the marketplace. African peanut sauce, $8. Spicy barbecue sauce, Creole seasoning.
Yes,
Mexican cowboy pinto beans. I want to try that.
Yeah, that sounds.
And you can see all who's it by, low sodium. What is this?
Crackers.
Oh, low sodium.
Oh yeah, you see a lot of this, man, it goes by. Like you see a lot of stuff is out of stock, so you gotta get to it. But yeah, I mean, that's really cool. You can also invite friends, you can send feedback, and then of course you can access their website at the bottom, which I love the way they have it styled. So
Happy Black
enjoy the
History.
world of Black food, discover the world of Black food. connects customers with Black food. This is their focus: food, culture, and
so good.
community.
Food,
So
culture.
they have a lot of different partners. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that is the Eat Okra app where you can search for Black-owned restaurants. Okay, so last but certainly not least, if my presentations wanted to work as intended.
And Alice, if they pull up Uber Eats and they go to Brawl, you know, it show you what you just saying, all different kind of things, soul food, Black owned, Chinese, Mexican, whatever you want.
No, but
Under Uber Eats.
No.
Yeah, so yeah, they a lot of those apps have those filters where you can filter by the type of
Eat
cuisine.
okra,
So
huh?
yes,
Yeah.
but I love the interface. I mean, I love how it looks. I love how easy it is to navigate. So I would try it out. Okay. And then last but not least, we're gonna be going over a game. So if anyone's a history buff, this is the game to play. So Dot's Home is a single player 2D narrative driven video game that follows a young Black woman in Detroit living in her grandmother's beloved home as she travels through time to relive key moments in her family's history where race, place, and home collide in difficult choices. And Dot's Home, this game is the App Store Awards 2022 Cultural Impact winner. So I'm really excited to show this off for you. But just like before, I'm gonna go ahead and download it while I go over their founder. So we're gonna go to the App Store again, and then hit search, and then search for the app. So Dot's Home, you never have to be exact, like if there's an apostrophe, yeah, you just have to type in the word. So there you go, Dot's Home, the App Store Awards 2022 Cultural Impact winner. Okay. Download. So while it downloads, Dot's Home is a part of the Rise Home Stories Project, a groundbreaking collaboration that aims to reimagine the past, present, and future of their communities by transforming the stories we tell about them. The project aims to validate the experiences of young people of color, challenging narratives that value profit over value, and conveying the beauty and richness of families and communities of color. So the 8 folks you see on the right, that's not even like half the team. Those are just the main folks, but it's a lot of people went into this game and this other project. They actually have 4 other projects as well that they're working on, but this is their main one. So we're gonna go ahead and play it, actually some of it, and there's a little introduction at the beginning. So we're gonna play some and just see how it is, but it did make me really, you know, emotional because I felt, you know, what really the characters were saying, and there are different endings to the story. So you won't know what you're gonna get at the end unless you know, you get there and based on, you know, your choices. So it's very interesting and I really recommend it. So while it downloads, I'm gonna find a video. So give me 1 second.
Alex, do you push the get just like that others?
Yep,
Okay.
you hit get,
Okay.
and then you are able to download it. So it's about halfway through. Give me a second.
So where's he at?
Yeah, so while it's downloading, we are gonna watch the trailer. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see and hear the video, please.
I don't see his screen. Oh,
Okay.
I want to see that app.
Okay.
the app can't work.
That's nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what is it,
So,
Docs?
yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go into the app and actually play some of it. So just again, please let me know if you can see or hear.
Kind of blurry.
It's so blurry.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
let
blurry.
me see. Let me change the setting. How about this?
That's
Is this
better.
better?
Yeah, better.
Okay. So same thing before where it was the video we just watched. That was a trailer. We're gonna go ahead and skip that. Okay. So it starts right here. It's very simple. You just tap and tap and go through the game. So we're gonna start with new game. Okay, she said I need to get home. So you tap on the screen and then you can find yourself home. So let's see if this is the way. Nope, let's go back. It's so, I love the visual, it's very rich. She said can't go into the community center, it's closed right now. So we're gonna have to find a way to get in. Okay. Look, there's a newspaper on the ground. I just tapped on it. It says, what's in store for the city's environmental future? Detroit is changing whether we like it or not. My neighborhood used to be dead quiet with almost nothing going on. I swear it was like no one was here. But once businesses started coming back and folks started fixing up homes, my block came to life again, says a resident. Yet, while it's true that Anderson's neighborhood has seen a boost in new businesses, from upscale coffee shops to even the city's first tiki bar, this change hasn't been universal across the Motor City, particularly when it comes to enacting environmental justice for all. A resident said, I live in one of the most polluted areas in the city, right next door to one of the most gentrified. While others worry about where they'll get their morning coffee, I'm worried about if the air levels are too hazardous for me to go outside on my porch any given day. Wow, that's a lot of information that you can just get about the game's impact and purpose. So definitely explore that. So that's today's new paper. So if I want to get out, I hit the bat, and then I go inside. Are you kidding me? I swear I left this door unlocked. And she even has an expression too. They're very detailed and really immerse you into the world, which is what I really like. Geez, Grandma, I can't keep a door open for nothing around here. And now I gotta find the right key. So it's a mini game. There are 3 keys at the bottom. Let's see if it's this one. Nope. Let's see if it's this one. Yep, that one worked. So we're here, Grandma, why'd you lock the door? I was only gone for a minute. It's not even dark yet. Dorothea, now you know an unlocked door is an open invitation to trouble. I've lived here long enough to know the neighborhood's changing. Whatever you say, Grandma. I wonder what those papers are for. So let's tap on the papers. Speaking of changes, I keep seeing those cash for keys flyers everywhere on this block. You're telling me, some of me even have to the nerve to call me. For everyone I block, 3 more replacing.
Hey,
I've heard that before. Do you ever think about selling the house? Sometimes, but where else would I go? Somewhere whose streets I don't know? I've started over too many times in my life, and I'm too old to do it again.
amen.
I thought old was a cuss word. Only if it comes from you. Yeah, right. Y'all millennials. Millennials, grandma. Whatevers have no idea what we went through back in the day. And look, it shows the grandma back in the day. Before we came up here from South Carolina, your grandfather and I were sharecroppers. We busted our backs on the farm every day while the white folks who owned the land charged us more for rent than they paid us for our crops. We may not have been slaves, but if you ask me, it wasn't too much different. That's why when Carl got a letter from his cousin Eustace up here about some good paying work at the auto factory, we packed our bags, paid our debts, got a one-way bus ticket to Detroit, and never looked back. I swear you tell me the story about once a week. That's because I need to remind you where you come from. I wouldn't have it any other way, Grandma. Wait, is Carlos here right now? Georgia dropped him off when you were out at the corner store. How about you go get him and bring him upstairs? Dinner's about ready. Fine, but when he gets mad at me for interrupting his Supreme Dash Brothers battle, I'm blaming you. You talk like I know what any of those words mean. So it's very story driven, so we gotta go to the basement and tap on the basement. And there is he. So I just tapped on him to continue the story. Yo, squirt. 5 more minutes. Nope, Grandma wants you upstairs now. Plus, you know how this place upsets your asthma. If you were a cool aunt, you'd let me stay down here a few more minutes. Too bad for you, I'm your only aunt, which automatically makes me the cool aunt. You're no fun, Auntie Dorothea. No, none of that. To you and everyone else, it's dot, D-O-T, period. Well, Grandma calls you by your full name. Yes, because when have I ever been able to stop Grandma from doing anything? Now, come on now. Please, Dot, just a few more minutes. So, what do you guys think I should say? Fine or no way? I'm starving. What do you guys think?
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Let's go with fine. But the countdown starts now.
No.
So because of that, imagine if you had hit the other option. So it's based on what you like. So, okay, I just tapped on it again. Okay, time's up. But it hasn't been 5 minutes yet. Tough beans, bud, let's go. So we're gonna go back upstairs. I'm just tapping, guiding the character to where I need to be. So let's see if they're in the kitchen. Yep. Smells like Grandma's world famous mac and cheese in here. Don't touch, it's cooling down right now. Cooling down? You mean we gotta wait before we can even eat? I could have finished my day. I've heard that before. Why you want to hang out in the only place where mold grows in the walls is beyond me. The rest of the house is for you and Grandma. The basement is a place that's just for me. Lord, I guess they aren't kidding when they say history repeats itself. You sound like Hank back when he moved out in '86. I'm pretty sure a flair for dramatics is a family trait. Knock, knock, knock. Someone's at the door. You expecting anyone, Grandma? Heck no, not without a call first. Right? Maybe it's that person Dot's been secretly texting all month. Shut it, you. Whoever it is, I know they better stop banging on my darn door. Don't worry, I'll get it. So again, we're tapping, we're going to the door, and look who it is. Whoa, 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 who are you? Who said you could just walk in? Hello, miss, sorry about the sudden intrusion, but as I always say, an open door is an open invitation for new opportunities. That's a terrible saying. Maybe, but more importantly, are you Mavis Hawkins, the owner of this lovely home? No, that would be my grandmother, but you can talk to me. I see. Well, my name is Michael H. Murphy III, and I represent a company called Hope Equity. We're investing heavily in bringing back this neighborhood, and we're willing to give you straight cash for the keys to this. Let me save you some time. I've seen the flyers, and you're not interested. But this is a golden opportunity. We're paying above fair market value for distressed homes and revitalizing. Do we look distressed to you? How can you bring back a neighborhood that never went anywhere? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend, Miss Hawkins. If you let me explain, I'm sure your grandmother will come to understand. Yeah. You meant what you said, and so did I. We're not interested. Bye. and just got him out.
Got rid of that.
This is an awesome game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
so we got a couple more minutes. So I want to make sure we get to a part that I want to get to. So can you believe that dude walking up on us like that? He's lucky I didn't. You think it's true what he said, that they're paying more than it's worth and in cash? Don't tell me you're actually considering this. I'm just thinking we could really use that money. I'm not getting any younger, and these bills only seem to grow every year. Fixing that water leak from last year almost put me out of my own savings. I thought you said you couldn't bear to start over again. Between Hank down in Florida and your sister Georgia, I'm sure I could find a place close to home. I thought this was home. I'm going upstairs. You okay? I bet Grandma's mac and cheese will cheer you up. The conversation made me lose my appetite. Y'all can go on ahead without me.
562. 562.
Yep, so we're gonna go ahead and go upstairs. So I'm just tapping the stairs. And in the game, you see there's the leak right there. Which is crazy. So let's try to find our room. First try. So we're in our room. Property taxes, repair fees, electric bills. I get that we need the money to pay the bills, but do we really have to give up the house to get it? But if we stay, does this mean we just have to keep struggling forever? Geez, I'm giving myself a headache. Maybe if I take a nap, I'll wake up with a clear head.
Alex, this is a one-person game?
Yeah. An open door is an invitation. I want a place that's just for me. New opportunities. Because when have I ever been able to stop Grandma from doing anything? That was some nap. At least my headache is gone. My door is locked from the outside. Maybe one of my keys will open it. Wait a minute, why is this key glowing? So I scroll over the glowing key. Do you want me to use it on this door?
Yes.
Well, here goes nothing.
Open it to the future.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Somebody else.
Wow. How great does this look? It's
That's really nice.
So I'm gonna stop it right here. So all of you, to see what happens next, please be sure to download the game dots
Already
to
downloaded.
see the ending. So
That's such a tease, Alex.
Already downloaded.
I don't want to reveal it to all, but it's a lot of you just won't expect. But that is the Dots Home game app. So again, we went over the Black News app, the Eat Okra app, and the Dots Home app. Okay.
I actually downloaded Eat Okra a couple of days ago.
Awesome. So again, I really enjoyed going over those apps for you. I've tried to have them be different They're really easy to access. So they're all free. They're all in the App Store. So you can go ahead and download them. And yeah, so if you'd like to unmute yourself, I would love to hear what apps you like, what apps you're interested in using, and how you use them in your life. So go ahead and unmute whoever wants to speak.
I already downloaded all of them.
I didn't know about any of them, and I really learned about Matchbox being a Black business because I support them already. So I like all the apps, and I just told my granddaughter about it and my niece. They may already know about it too, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm. So again, we went over Black, Eat Okra, and Dots Home. So those are the 3 apps that we went over today. Anyone else? How are you going to use the apps? Which ones did you like? Did you like the presentation?
I like the presentation. And I like the Eat Oats Okra because when I go out of town, then I can support Black business.
I like if you're in the search bar, you can search for the location and it'll show you everything around you. So Black, Eat Okra.
Yeah, I like that one.
I love the video. The video was really telling of their passion for the business, which I really like.
Yes.
And passion for the app. I love that.
That's a good one.
And then this game, it's a lot of history with the game. So all your history buffs will really enjoy it, and you can replay it and then choose the other option and see how the story ends itself. So again, I'm not going to reveal anything, but it is very emotional just because of all the love and all the effort that they put in with the visuals, with the audio. It's really amazing. So
I think it's nice how the Black people are using artificial intelligence. One of the latest and greatest of technology. I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to create their apps. Alice, how do they make money off of these apps?
It's several different ways too. Well, if it's a paid app, then they get paid through that. But they have partnerships with the just like how Uber and Grubhub and DoorDash, percentage of the order goes back. So that's how they're able to what's the word for it? Just have a symbiotic relationship. So where each party benefits, which is really great because that's how it's supposed to be. You help me, I help you. We both be better.
Okay.
Especially for the overall mission. So, again, what apps did you like? How will you use it? Anybody can unmute. If you have any questions, you can unmute. I can go over something if you need me to go over it.
I was glad to
I enjoyed all of them, and I think I'm going to use them. The news one, the black, I know I'll use that one because I don't really like the news ones that I have that are on my iPad that are out there. So I like to be able to get the Black news, and then now that's more concentrated using Black. And I like Dots Home because I like to do something other than watch TV. And I do read, but I like the way this Dots Home, I like the way that makes your mind work. You got to figure out what you're going to do. You got to concentrate on it.
Yes.
And that keeps your brain working.
Right. Because you saw how I went through the game, for the first.
Okra, it's good.
Awesome. So I'm really glad you brought that up about the game, because as we're going through the game, every single thing they put in, there's a reason that they put it in there. Like that newspaper with the article, if you actually read the article, like you already have a sense of kind of the situation or the challenges the characters are going to face. So it's not just a game, it's a reflection on life. And just like how the grandma said, history repeats itself. So why don't we learn it now so that we're better prepared for it in the future? So that's what I got from the app, from that game. So
And
Yeah.
believe you me, Alex, some of the
Huh?
situations in Detroit that they mentioned in the first place about the high-rise buildings and all that. When I was in Buffalo, I lived in Buffalo, New York, and we had
Mhm.
occasions to go to Detroit a lot. And I mean, that city was, whew. So if they're making improvements, I'm going to watch it right along with them. That
Yeah,
was
I've
a
never been able to
city.
get there, but
Yeah, it was
yes.
run. It's still run down in a lot of areas, but they're building it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you saw how the
Alex,
guy just came in there and just wanted to get the house and turn into, another coffee shop or something. So that
Mm-hmm.
it just
Yeah,
really makes you think.
all of the gentrification that's going on all over the country.
Even in here in DC, you
yeah, I'm
can use
telling
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
everything and you can use the principal, same thing going on here. I've never seen so many construction projects, new apartments, new condos,
So
just a lot of
New
new stuff. Like
new
some of it is
everything.
good. Some of it
just
is good.
need
Some
money.
of it is
That's all you need
necessary,
here.
but it's not being put in the right way, right, right circumstances, like to the people
Yeah.
that really need help. So
Right.
so you can see how these characters like deal with it and how they
Mm-hmm.
move on, because at the end of the day, the next day is going to come, so you got to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what you can do the best for for yourself and
Yeah.
Right.
and of that nature. So
And that's why, Alice, we can't get no good air like we need, because every time they find a little spot, they put a building up there, something up there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have no
Mhm.
space to breathe.
No
Yeah.
trees.
Right. That's and literally the
in
little
here.
boy had asthma. Like they said that mold was in the house. Like, can you imagine mold in the house and you have a
Mm-hmm.
person with respiratory challenges? Like that's
Yeah.
a really difficult
Yeah.
situation that I'm blessed that I don't have never had to experience that, because
Right.
it's it's a
Because
lot.
It's
So
very hard.
you notice out in the country, you can get fresh air, you can breathe.
Because
Because
they got
everything not all
the
closed up.
trees. Yeah.
right.
Everything not
Yeah.
closed
Help
up.
clear the air.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
in DC, every time they find a little spot, they
Mhm.
They
go,
cutting
okay, let's
down the
put something
trees.
right there.
But that's how they doing all over the country though, as Gracie said. They're building and revitalizing all the cities because
Yeah.
there is a need for housing. They getting ready to disrupt down on Lafayette Square. I mean,
Mm.
not at McPherson Square, where people are camping out because they're
Yeah.
homeless. They getting ready
Yeah,
to disrupt that today.
they're doing
Yeah.
everything.
It's just so
So
sad. It's just so
we're-
sad. So it's
we
needed,
just
the housing and it's really needed, some of the buildings that they are building, but
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 you know
they-
what? I was
they have
saying
to make
that,
sure-
but you know what I was saying? Okay, they gonna find housing for them. They're gonna put them in the building, and it's gonna be the same like it was outside. They need to make sure they have strict rules when you put them in them buildings, because it's not gonna be good if it's gonna be the same way it was outside. They're gonna have it dirty, filthy, rats, roaches,
well, let's hope that
and people
things will get better.
fighting, and you
Yeah,
know
well,
what I'm saying?
let's look to the positive and concentrate.
Yeah, we do, but
Yeah,
I'm
we
just saying,
Yeah,
how
but
the
that, you know,
government do, they just wanna get them out of that park. But
Well,
okay, when you
Albany
put them in the
not like
building,
DC General used to be.
yeah,
They-
so
they need-
let's concentrate on the positive and don't go to the
Mhm.
past,
all-
the
But-
negativity.
some of the
but
places
yes.
they're trying to put them in have job
right.
opportunities, and they have mental health people. They're gonna have people in the new buildings that are going to be able to provide services.